Hey there, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. So, I'm going to start doing these a little bit more often. Like I said before, I'm a Christian and I like to share my faith and try to point people towards Jesus. And I figured I would start doing these a little bit more often. I've done stories and stuff on there and trying to do some inspirational stuff and helping people along because I've been so blessed definitely with people helping me, so why not try to help other people as well? Really the most important part of your life. So, but I went to church at another bigger congregation for a while, Hamilton Church of Christ, and really enjoyed it there, worshiped there for a long time, and then eventually we moved on down closer and started worshiping with my grandparents at a little bitty country congregation, Kingsville Church of Christ. Small but mighty for sure. Some great people there, and I definitely was blessed to be able to worship there. And that was probably, I guess, the best move we've ever made, I'd say, is being able to worship down there. And met some amazing people for sure. I remember it was one Sunday school class, had a sweet lady. She's gone on now. Miss her for sure, but I know she's rejoicing now, much better off than what she was. But she had done a lesson that morning on like with your name, like what's in a name, and she wrote out each one of her names and was what it's meaning. So me being John, it's I think Hebrew in origin, and it's God is gracious, and definitely got that stuck with me, and definitely he's been gracious to me through family, friends, whatever else that I've got through. So definitely trying to live up to that name. And it's funny, in a small congregation like that, I mean, I guess maybe 35, 40 folks, maybe at some of the largest, was we had 3 people that already went there with the name of John. So I added to the mix of another John, so it kind of got me in confusion and some nervous sometimes when you'd say John was doing something, you're just like, am I? Because there was 3 other of you. So it was funny, and all of them were definitely great men as well. One, I think, taught school, the other one was industrial worker, factory worker, something like that. I think we had military service with them all. And one of them I called the most interesting man in the world, because once you were around him and talked to him and got to know more and more, it was just like, what has this fella not done? He was that cool. And then another one actually I worked for, because I cut grasses and stuff like that all the time, and did other type of work with a good friend of mine. And he needed his yard done a lot, so I was kind of their handyman and yard man, and I worked with that John all the time. And he was a tall fella. I mean, I guess 6'3" or 4. He was Bigfoot, and his wife is funny too. She was a short, sweet lady too. So it's funny you had the difference in size there. But John, he was a big fella, and I don't know what it was. He was the sneakiest man I've ever could be around. Big, tall figure, and you're gonna see him. And we would be out working, we'd chat for a while, and then he would leave, and I'd be working again, and then I mean, like a few minutes later, he's just like, boop, he's just there. I'm just like, he just had to just appear out of nowhere, because he was nowhere, and all of a sudden he's just there, and then we're chatting about something else or whatever else he wanted me to do. So I called him the sneakiest man ever, because I don't know how you can be that large of a figure and just be like gone and then there, but he could do it. It always shocked me, because I'd be like, man, working, and then be like, oh, there's John. But yeah, the other one too, the most interesting man in the world, as I called him, the other John. he was actually on Air Force One, like working with that. So I mean, who do you know worked on Air Force One? So definitely some cool figures to be around and be a part of, and blessed to have them in my life for sure. But I got to think about that of, am I living up to that name of John, of those great men? But it's really not living up to them, but living up to Christ. Am I living up to Christ? That's my question I'll pose for you and let you meander on and think about. Am I living up to Christ? That's pretty big standard, but thank God for, as in my name, He's gracious. So, but we can't, as the verse says, can't let grace abound and just keep sinning. There's no use if you're just going to keep sinning and not really turn from it. So, but anyways, that's, I guess, my little spiel for you today. I try to start doing these more often to help out myself and hopefully someone else. Because all these messages aren't just for poking at someone else; they're for me too. Try to be better, because I know this John could be a lot better and wants to be a lot better, because God deserves it for sure. But anyways, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this little spiel. But are you living up to your name? That's my question for you. So love y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one.